Here we go. Sort of our state. Raise the black flag. We got pirates on the loose on Arabia.
Pirates landlocked in this situation on dry Arabia. You know, the good news is at least
bad pirates.
they're like, where's the run? Where's our boat?
Yeah.
But
Where's my boat?
the good news at least is like Abbas are going to walk away with a win from this. The bad news is it's not going to affect their win rate in any way.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how stats work.
Sort of didn't rally as TC. That's an Idleville. Big mistake. GG.
It's a mirror matchup. He doesn't lie. He's right. This just call it. Why are you bothering?
3 resources, man. It's that tight. It's a game of inches, man. Sorry. No, it's really irrelevant. It's just funny to see. So now, yeah, probably going to be a very similar build order as the opening, but I think where we're really going to see the difference is, these markets aren't great for trade.
No, that's my point. Like this is another element why in like dry Arabia probably won't be like. I think if you're focusing on the trade wing idea with Bassids, you save it for somewhere else where it's it's limited to once in a round. Obviously here in the off meta combat, if the Civ is available on the map, you can run it as many times as possible. So you could run a Bassids every map. But like if you are looking for maximum wallop and you're focusing around trade wing, don't play dry Arabia for this very reason. But if you have 2 or 3 builds that you've practiced a lot, which is a big ask, by the way, when you consider how recent the patch was and the differences with round 1 and 2, then definitely pick away. I'm just curious to see what builds they've been prioritizing here. Like, I still think the way in a Bass and Mirrors especially is either you're going like hard, all-in feudal, or you're rushing Castle Age. Those 2 seem much better than the Eco Boom alternative.
Yeah, I mean, definitely probably going to be the case, but I don't know. Like I said before, I really haven't seen that many Abbasid mirrors, honestly, even since the patch, right? Mostly because the tournament, obviously doesn't incentivize mirrors usually. So it's pretty interesting to see around where we do get the mirrors because it is a very different element of gameplay, right? And we're going to see like how these players, I mean, this is the Civ to watch, right? You got 4 landmark choices going into feudal. So a lot of possibility on the table here, but could just be that they do the same thing. Right, and it comes down to execution, which is also fun. And yeah, Eco Wing, dude, sort of. He was down those 3 seconds, and look at that, 3 seconds faster. He made up for it somehow.
That's not 3 seconds faster.
Clicked. Am I blind? Oh yeah, 1 second faster. You know what I meant. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You meant like 3 divided by 3. It's all good.
3. Yeah.
I get you. So
no, as long as you understand, I think we're good. Yeah,
I mean, if I understand, everyone understands. That's the important takeaway. Like you're talking to like the low form here. Everyone, as we know, Twitch is like 5K elo, divine brain. They regularly tell Beastie like what to do. That's by the way, that's why like Beastie's top of the game. Why we see him always win is like Twitch chat guides him on all his builds.
Oh yeah, if he didn't stream, he would be a pleb, clearly, right?
Exactly.
He has no personal skill. No, I can't say that out loud. Oh man, I feel so bad to say that. No, he's a great player.
That's gonna get clipped, by the way. They'll take like
no,
the psych part will be cut off.
Yeah, no, he's only good because he has a Twitch chat, really. No, I don't think you can say that.
I mean, that depends how big the stream delay is.
Oh no!
Of course, we're 5 minutes delay here, though. It won't make that much difference.
No, don't! I love Beastie. Please don't. Okay, yeah. So we have a wheelbarrow coming in. Looks like very similar builds here.
I'd expect so. Like the first 5 minutes, you're not going to be seeing any deviation. Yeah. But we get into that really important phase.
We already have deviation. There's no wheelbarrow for sort of.
Ah. You're right.
Weird.
Well, he hasn't built a mill because did he go? Yeah, he went mining camp before State did, so that's where his wood went.
Yeah, I guess he's going for the earlier TC. So we're gonna see that difference. I think the TC pays off faster, honestly, if you can get it. But I don't know how much faster he's actually gonna get it.
So here's an interesting thing: by not getting Wheelbarrow, he gets Fertile Crescent first. But like, arguably, the value in that, I don't think it's better than Wheelbarrow, right? Because you're not building much right now for Fertile Crescent to justify. I guess maybe State gets forced to delay his TC, but
he placed the mill with seconds left on Fertile Crescent. Can we just say that
25 was wood? 25 wood. He saved 25 wood. There we go.
It's 13, boom. Right? You pay 37 wood for drop-offs.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, well, I keep 15. Ignore. Yeah, sorry. It's 37. You're right. So save 13 wood. That's even worse. God, yeah. Oh, I'm not convinced. If he builds 15 more mills, though.
But look how much earlier the TC is, because what he did was he went to stone faster, and he's gonna have wheelbarrows soon.
Is it that much
Like
faster?
he basically has the TC.
Okay.
He's got it
is,
now. Like this is faster, man. Like this is good.
But hear me out. Because State has wheelbarrow, he doesn't have to build a TC right next to a stone outcropping. He can like go for the deer or berries or something, right? But that's the difference, I think.
I think I like Sortof's build better. He's
Okay.
already got fresh food stuff with the 2 TCs, right? Like,
Okay, they're both going multi. Okay, so this is free TCs on both sides. That's what I was waiting for. Is like State, and I think the reason why State probably thinks free TCs has to be the play is like he doesn't have a nearby deer or berry patch to that stone outcropping, right? So he can just like go for that instead.
I don't know if they're going 3 TC. I mean, maybe. I don't think you have to get fresh food stuff if you only go through. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you have to go.
Yeah, but when you build a TC like this, like, come on. You have to.
On the
right?
stone?
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, if it's on the stone, I guess. Both
like
players
State has
doing it,
flexibility because there's a wood line instead, but like for me, I mean, this is what I mean by sort of build where like the generation maybe wheelbarrow could have been better. Is like his deer and berries, look where they are. Like if he had wheelbarrow, he could have walked north if his plan was 2 TCs, and he would have such good value. He'd have 3 food stacks underneath the protection of a TC.
Oh wow, yeah, and the faster unlock, like sort of as well. He's down a vill and a half. Right? That's because he's paying a lot less per vill. I don't think State got fresh food stuffs yet, right? But yeah, we're gonna see that 3rd TC pretty soon from both players.
Do you know what I love, by the way? Is like mirror matchups like this really make us seem like petty pieces of crap, right? He saved 12.5 wood hit. Oh, he got wheelbarrow 5 seconds faster. Middle finger that. Okay, there's a lot faster than 5 seconds, but.
Okay, but like I think when we're watching an Abbasid TC,
I agree. There's nothing else to do.
This is the gameplay. The gameplay is how good are you at boom. So like obviously we're just gonna highlight the elements of the boom. Right?
Here we go. What we do? Zoom in on the berries. I've got an alternative way that we broadcast these type of experiences. Right. So we zoom in on the berries. And here we see the Abbasids dangerously picking the poisonous berry bushes. If they slip. If they misapproach them at any angle, one sting could spell death. Isn't that more intense, folks?
Man, we don't need any other casters when we have David Attenborough on the staff. I mean, like, I'm ready to retire.
We're out of a job, right? Let's just wrap it up. I mean, you can go back to development. I'm royally screwed. But we are going to see that deer stack from both sides.
Yeah. A 4th PC? Dude, this is...
What? Okay,
this is not right.
This is the danger point. This is the danger point I was talking about. All right, this is so if sort wait, he's okay. It's fine. Danger averted. They're both doing it. But if one player stops 1 TC short and goes for a faster castle timing, that's when it gets dangerous on the other side.
I don't know, man.
Do you think there's like a conversion point, like 5+ TCs, and it doesn't matter?
I don't think we're gonna see a military unit for another 5 minutes.
Oh god.
Like I think this mirror is gonna be really slow. Yeah, I'm getting an ST because I think both players aren't gonna make military potentially.
We were offered a beastie series and we said no for this.
No, I mean there's something interesting about the diversity, right? Like I think that's what's always cool about AoE 4 is you can get like 10 games in a row where people are like using vills to fight over a dock placement, and then you can get a game like this where it's like, you know, no rush 30, right? It's fun. Don't let out that sad sigh. I mean, 4 TCs to 3 though. We do have our break point, right? Or am I miscounting?
No, there's one of them's whited out. The one of them's whited out.
I couldn't see it.
Yeah, because it's whited out.
For Abbasid mirrors, we did a new UI element, capture age. That's just like the TC counter. It's just like a big banner hanging at the top or something, so I don't lose track. Oh man.
You were like, yeah, dev team, we need this big change simply because I can't be asked to like squint at the minimap. You know, like,
yeah.
Maybe if we were to recommend something to capture age, it would be that zoom button on the minimap. I'm going to keep going on about this the entire broadcast. I'm tired at this point.
Okay, my prediction was 13 minutes we would get our first military unit, but there is a barracks, which makes me nervous that it might happen earlier.
Winston, you're wrong, mate. Like, the first military unit happened 9 minutes and 40 seconds ago.
The scout doesn't count, and you know it. That's pedantic. That's sad.
Tell that to the military pop cap.
Nah. They didn't make it. They spawned it. The map gen spawned it. So we have Castle Age coming in pretty soon. Looks like Sortof's build order a little better. Um,
Well, that's because
by a
State is
brief
now
amount.
building horsemen.
Wait, no. State
Huh?
made a horseman.
And
Dang it.
sort of build a spearman.
Wow.
Huh?
Countered. Sort of's in his head, dude.
And is it going to be military wing both? It has to be. Like, this is like
Dude.
Delhi with TOV, right? You have to do military wing both sides.
Paper beats rock,
Yep.
dude.
What happens when you do paper v
Win the
paper?
game. Yeah, you break the system. The Matrix is unveiled. Oh man, military wing coming in for both. So interesting. We're gonna have two camels for both players, just duking it out in the middle of the map at some point.
By the way,
Maybe as they rush the relics or something. I don't know what's going on here.
I mean, these
Another
walls,
horseman.
it's actually
Yeah.
crazy, like just how much of this game is mirrored, like pitch perfectly.
Yeah.
That there's no. You can talk about the small deviations of like, oh, he went Wilbara earlier, or like, you know, oh, he built the TC here.
Oh,
instead.
none of that mattered.
But like
I
on
guarantee
a
you, none of that
grand
mattered.
scale, yeah, none of it mattered. And then on a grand scale, like, look at where their walls are, look at where their
Yeah.
TCs are.
Yeah. It's funny because we're like, oh, I like his build better. Obviously, none of it matters. But
Yeah,
there's nothing
we're
else to
just
talk
like,
about.
I'm
And
like
here,
State
it's like,
fanboy, you're like sort of fanboy, you're like, but in the end, we were full of crap.
we were all friends. Yeah, no, it's interesting. I kind of like Sort of's walls a little bit better. No, just kidding. I'm just
But you
kidding.
know what? I really like sort of wolf aggro better. Like, I don't know how he got these to be this tame,
Oh
but
my.
look at them.
State's gonna lose a Vel, and that's really gonna matter because he's gonna lose 2% of his working economy, and that could spell disaster.
Wait,
No,
is it-
these wolves are
is it-
still going.
wait, is it 2%? Can we change? Can we check the stats on that? I'm gonna dispute that.
I don't know. I just made up a very small
I mean,
number.
they've got over 70 villages. I don't know how that works out as 2%. Like that's
Well, one
is
would
that-
be 1% if you had 100.
Yeah. So you're like
definitely more than 1%.
1.5, 1.4,
Rounds up.
1.5,
rounds up.
1.6. Rounds
At
up.
75.
No,
At 75, it
Winston,
rounds
you
up.
work for the
It was
dev team. No,
71.
I'm calling
Oh,
out your
no.
BS. The number does not round up. We've talked about this before. We've seen units with 0 HP. Your own game that you work on argues that numbers do not round up.
There are decimals. That's true. Oh man.
Beaten
Let's
by your own
see.
game. Hoisted on your own petard.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
All right, I figured it out. I know how we work
We
out
have
who
units.
wins this.
We have units.
That's true. And you know who wins this long term? Who has more berry bushes? Okay, ignore me. There's too much
I don't
cavalry
know how
coming. This
many
is
there are.
problematic.
Yeah, we have a game to actually cast now. The game has started. We're at almost 13 minutes, so combat will begin. And now, Sort of versus State. Here we go.
Now, that cavalry has been spotted by the Waller, so there's no opportunity here. State will back away, and we're back to just playing Abbasid Mirror. We'll check in again in 5 minutes.
Pots of bows coming in a little bit faster for State, so clearly his build order was superior. But Vet Archer and Vet Spear coming in as well.
But State, look at the
Interesting
intimidation
stuff.
tactics. Not only does he bring the army, he brings the sheep as well. Sort of is like, whoa, he's got way more units than me.
Boot camp coming in. So I just love saying boot camp.
Yes, sir.
I give it a little. I give the O like a little bit lower, like a boot camp. You know.
I mean,
It's very
every
fun
time
to
you
that
say it,
way.
I just want to follow. I don't know what I've been told. Sort of's on me, don't need gold.
Oh boy, big engagement in the middle. We missed it because KP's singing was so illustrious, and now, oh wow,
This
that's
is
lot more
a
knights
route.
going
Like
to
this is an absolute route. He just has to run. He lost villages as well. He's going to lose the archers. I mean, these knights are just too tanky.
Yeah, the camel's going down. It's huge because now he doesn't have that debuff, so these knights are free to shred away at these archers. And back he falls to the TCs. One spearman coming out, not going to change anything. What a keep! That is boldly placed.
That's a keeper. If you can get it up though, and that's difficult because
With a lot of hills.
how many? 24. I mean, I haven't watched it, but I guess it's a good TV show. You might as well emulate it in a game in 2023. How do you stop
I don't know
this?
about this. He's got textiles coming in, so there's no way to stop this. This keep goes up. He needs like a mangonel fast, maybe, would be his hope. Okay, no, there was a second there where the building could have been maybe sniped, but no way, no, not enough torches. I got excited. Sorry, guys. I apologize greatly.
Now, if those archers had
Oh, man.
non-bent wood and they were spearmen, then maybe. But that's a different unit.
Yeah, Kraken, he just came into the chat and said that the keep would go up, and man, that was a great prediction. Keep goes up, and here we are, the knights running to the berries. A lot more villas idle, so I mean, State's just in a really dominant position right now. So he's taking this mirror position, and really opened up the game for himself. This is good stuff. Look at the army value, almost double. 4 worker kills. He's gonna kill a 5th. Like this is.
I mean,
looking dominant at the moment.
We have to address the openings at the start of the age up, right? Like, State went, I believe, immediately into cavalry, and SortOf didn't. And it comes back to that horseman opening, right? Like, you know, you're like, why did he do this? We had the stables. SortOf already committed to a racks and an archery range. He essentially decided the outcome of this without truly knowing it, because the scouting didn't allow them to get that deep. And now, State, he's going for another keep.
Whoa, that placement is rolled.
Get me out.
Deny all the farms if it goes up. That's just gonna be. Dare I say the game? He's gonna have to retreat though. Yeah, it doesn't go up. Okay.
Let me
probably
check.
Could have brute forced that, but yeah.
I don't think you could have. Is the problem? Like, there's just so many archers and spears. So I'm glad he didn't do that. Right? I was checking the doubt forecast, and he had a worried look on his face. So probably for the better that he just backs away.
Yeah, I said army value is almost double. I see people questioning that. Look at the army value was double. But yeah, anyway.
But
so
now,
the trebuchet coming out here for SortOf.
That's going to be slow. 1 treb. Like, he's going to probably be forced to go for a second, and that's just, like, what? 1,500 resources?
It's going to take a long time.
Burnt into siege that can't fight.
Yeah, that was this is going to take a long time. Meanwhile, the Knight's just going to keep running around the bait. Need to see maybe some... I feel like you need some crossbows in the mix here to complement the camels and actually deal with this, but I'm not sure. Like, it doesn't feel like it's really going to work. You already have composite bows, so you feel maybe a bit attached to your archer mass, and maybe it's kind of something you can afford to build right now, but I don't know. I'm not sure what sort of...
I think State just can build a Mangonel, like 1 Mangonel, and it crushes all this. And I think he can afford 2 more easily than SortOf in this position can, right? Because like SortOf doesn't have the best solution to stopping the cavalry route right now. State committing zealously to the fight. Meanwhile, State has no interest in it. He's trying to find out where the next farm cluster is going to be.
He's raiding the farms in the south, though. He tried to build a keep there earlier.
Wait, he's going for it again?
Really get there.
The keep's going up.
Oh, that's a keep, yeah. That's got to be the Vills in the
keep.
Fantastic square formation. Oh my gosh. And dare I say triple rainbow?
I mean, he has already trimmed the bushes for another castle after this. I wouldn't say no. But right now, if I was SortOf, I'd be screaming no at the top of my voice, because that's going to block out a bunch of woodworkers. And it does reach some of those farms.
Yeah, the military count dead even, though, so kind of spicy here. But you got to find a solution to these keeps at some point. The first keep that went up is on fire now, I believe, or about to be. Yeah, it's on fire now, so going to force some repairs out. But the Knights are going to dive in to that trebuchet.
Too much
Could
of
they
a reach.
kill it?
You know, as a bold move, that's not going to work out. Needs to back away.
Yeah. Spearman and the Camels there to support this big archer mass from SortOf. He's got the Mangonel as well. Takes a big hit across all those archers. The keep finally goes down.
And the Knight's Peel. I love this from State. He's like, okay, I can't hold this position anymore. Cavalry disperse. Just go deeper. Do whatever you can. We'll hold the army at the front side. We're going to dive elsewhere. And this is problematic for SortOf because, like, look at the limited resources he actually has. Like, I love when you get to mirrors like this to think of it as territorial control. SortOf has, like, less than a third of the map under his control right now.
Yeah, and behind this, State has picked up 1 relic, another one on the way. But, I mean, in the meantime, he's kind of thrown away. I don't want to say thrown away. He's gotten a lot of value out of this army, but he has lost a lot of units in the process. So if he can't kind of capitalize and repopulate quick enough, it could be a problem, but I think he's definitely going to be able to do so, right? He's 170 pop, just a few behind, SortOf. It's going to be quick.
And another keep on the way. And next to the stone outcropping. So he forces a defense one out of SortOf. That's another thing to think about is like stone. That raid on the backside, like, if he keeps going there, SortOf won't be able to get defensive keeps up. I'm also curious, is there military academy for SortOf yet? Because State is halfway researched on it, and that's where that number can reboom insanely quick here. In fact, you look away for a moment and State will have the same military again.
Yeah, it's going to happen fast once that tech comes in. And he's also finishing out the Castle Age Blacksmith. Only 1 tech to go after this melee damage upgrade comes in.
Okay.
Meanwhile, yeah, similar-ish for SortOf, but
so they both have the military academy. So the next big kind of production step to look at is going to be the Golden Age. I think that one of them might be close to 3 by now.
Golden Age 3 is hard to get to.
It is, but like, but this is 4 TC, right? Like that's my fault.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point you just spam houses for 37 wood and just try and get them, I guess. Maybe if it's valuable enough, I'm not sure. The production speed is quite good though, as the Knights charge in on the Archer mass. The Mangonel takes the shot at the charging Knights instead of the Archers, so
where are the spears?
down goes his front. They're coming. They're dealing with raids all over the place. But honestly, this Trebuchet has stayed alive. A Ram coming in as well. I mean, these keeps eventually going down. They did a lot of damage mentally to sort of, but I mean, like, he's still 126 vills. He's still in the game.
I mean, you
So
say,
if these keeps go down, State can't really defend with keeps anymore, right?
but you say
And he's got
mentally, right? Like,
stone.
it's not just mentally. Like, look at the eco count, and then we think about, like, you know, the
Yeah.
destroyed value. Like, it has hurt him. It's kept him away from resources. Resources that I think State has been taking. Because if you check the north of the board, he's been harvesting gold. Like, this is all a long-term cost. When we get to the deep game, SortOf's going to have nothing to move out for.
But I mean, wait, am I reading the destroyed value wrong? Like, hasn't State sort of gotten way better trades this game?
You're right. He's killing a lot, but, like, I'm thinking in terms of where that value's coming from, right? Like, whose resources is State using? Is he using his own?
State, oh, I see. Just map value.
Yeah, like this is like a long. The whole goal here for State is like, I'm not going to win now, but like 35 minutes in, when sort of like, I've done it, I survived. Where's my wood? Where's my gold? And where are these villagers going?
Oh my gosh, the Mangonel takes a huge hit off them, allowing the Archers to quickly pick them up. And now I guess he might have been popped, and he has a lot of res.
So he says,
So
thank
maybe
you,
he was
moves on.
thinking. I don't know if he wanted to lose these vills yet, though. Like, usually you only do that kind of move once you're imp. Maybe he tried to move past his own wall and forgot, like, a gate on the south there or something. Like, maybe he's trying to go to the bottom gold or something
I
weird.
think that this was in some way intended, because if we check south of here, there is a gap in the wall, judging by the minimap. So, like,
Yeah.
there was no reason. Yeah, that's a big gap. Oops.
Would have just gone there. I don't know why they went to the right. Anyway, maybe he was trying to repair and he thought they would go south. Yeah, not exactly sure, but it does kind of neutralize the economies. But if you look at the relics, right, 2+2 on the way, so he's gonna have 4 relics and all 3 sacred sites and the timer, which is again mental damage.
We haven't. We just okay. Hold on a sec. This series began with Sacred Site win. How is that? We can't call it mental damage if they've won once already with them.
I mean, no, mental damage is seeing that timer, knowing that, like, you could probably do something about it, but, like, you just see the timer and it's in your head, man, rent-free. It's just dinging every now and then, like, hey, you'll leave.
But wait, like that's mental pressure. Wouldn't mental damage in that situation, wouldn't that be in State's head because he lost game 1 to a Sacred Site play? We shouldn't remind him. We really should remind him.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. Yeah, that was tough. That was a rough game. I mean, that was a really exciting Mongol game, so... That's a very interesting key placement by SortOf on the very south of the map.
I think he thought this fight was going to be more one-sided than it actually is.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
like these...
Push in.
Like he...
That's a late realization by SortOf. And just a few heavily armored units should be able to hold him back here. Like, he's not got many crossbows.
He's got crossbows.
Not that many.
He's got a decent amount. He's got like 10 in there.
I want to say 8, maybe?
Oh,
well, now he's got none.
Die, so he left them. He's like, the archers are more valuable to me than these.
There we go. I think I was right. Winston, he has 0 archers, 0 crossbows.
You were super right. How the hell has SortOf gone imp first?
But
was it because State spent all of his Vil time on like 6 keeps that are now dead?
Maybe. I mean, State did have like level 2 gathering rate, so like it was less idle time if you want to nitpick. Okay, hear me out. We're back to these small like micro differences, Winston. Check the food gathering rate tech. There you go. That's how SortOf.
Yeah, can we check the House of Wisdom? That'd be nice to see like who's gotten what. It's been kind of distracting with how action-packed this game has been. The House of Wisdom has a lot of good text at the eco wing.
If someone walked away for like 15 minutes and came back and heard action-packed, they'd think you were being sarcastic. But it actually has been ridiculously back and forth.
That's a big difference.
Wait, what was he missing there?
He's missing the...
Oh, no.
The agriculture, I forget the name exactly. The food tech.
Yeah, he's missing agriculture.
Yeah.
So that's a 30% difference then. That explains it. Wow.
Big swing and eco, yeah, and look at that. SortOf gets to imp with 3,000 food in the bank. I rounded up generously there. But he's got 3,000 food per minute. That's a lot of units every minute. We could see a huge horseman switch here potentially.
He's on the way.
He just queued up 5. He just queued 5. Oh my gosh.
He needs to get the tech upgrade though, because now he's 2 behind. So they need to take a little bit of time out to reach their full power. This keep
does this
is
keep go up?
doubtful. They're very doubtful.
No! Boss?
No!
I don't feel so good. Boss, I don't feel so good. This one Vil.
Wait, he's not clicking him!
Doesn't
He's not
really
clicking him!
He's hiding. He's
How
gonna
is he-
cover the body.
Oh my god! That's 99! And the 9
Cancel.
is a scream no!
I'm surprised he didn't bring more Vils for that, but I guess he had no one nearby, maybe, or them. But
What in
and
the
this is 2 more
flying duck?
keeps for State. So he's back. Oh my gosh, Ducks can fly. Culture Wing coming in for State now.
That final percent? That's not how maths is meant to work. That felt more like 10% waiting to happen.
That was that was a long time. I mean, look at that. Look at that little bar. You can kind of see it on the House of Wisdom there. Sort of is actually quite close to the tier 3 Golden Age. And
But he's also
got
quite
an elite
open
archer
right
now.
And the tech up.
He's in trouble.
State is on his way with the tech up, by the way. Like, it's underway. It's a minute out.
Yeah.
And he's postured in a way that it's not punishable that he's behind.
Oh
like this.
boy. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Well, sort of clicked up to Imp and then lost his army, kind
Yes.
of, right? So it was a really tricky moment there when he lost all those crossbows. But we'll see, because I think State is about to do the same thing, because he's got a lot of horsemen to deal with in queue right now. Like, he is denying the farms briefly, but all he's got back here is archers. These horsemen and camels and knights and archers are just going to have a field day here, because he does have the elite upgrades.
Sorry, can you speak up? I can't hear you over the screams of a million dead people.
And now 2 Trebs here as well, going to be able to take this out, and I can speak a little bit louder if you ask nicer. No, I'm just kidding. Did you even say please? No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, so now the Trebuchet is going to take out the keep very slowly once again. So State liked the position he had before with it. Wants to try again.
Now,
Cannon emplacements coming in.
Okay, here's an interesting thought. Like, if I'm State, I've seen you now pushing horsemen, I just push mass spears. Mass spears and archers.
Mental damage reacquired for State as well, as the
Or-
Sacred Site gets
Oh my
taken
god.
again.
Whoa. Something we haven't taken note of is look at the gold difference now. Like, even though SortOf's quick on the tech up, I think State can afford to unlock everything faster.
Somehow he has 3+1 relics coming in, so I don't know where that last relic is. And the trebuchets get taken down, which means that those keeps will stay up for a lot longer. And if State's able to add some siege in, this could get strong. There's that relic.
Just letting him know. By the way, buddy, this is my 4th.
And now we have the what's it called? I don't even remember all these ecotechs. The long-term, the 8% gather drop off. I know what it does. That's coming in here.
Yeah, it's the tier 3 one for Eco Wing. It's called, is it something supplies? Improved processing.
Yeah. It's a good one. It's a good tech.
Like, I mean, I'm not sure what SortOf does now. Like, he can try to mass horsemen and maybe burn through the palisades. Otherwise, I think this is going to be a slow tick down to a sacred side.
He has to deal with the keeps fast and then move out, right? Because he's getting cannon emplacements, he's getting the camel upgrades, so it looks like this game will transition a bit into some camels here. Going to be a really good late game option to just mix in and deny the horsemen and knights of the opponent, because State is going a lot of knights right now. And that could be a problem for him. But a bombard on the field soon for SortOf. He's popped comfortably.
Whoa.
State at 170 pop, but getting a lot of upgrades soon.
And look what he's building as well. It's going to be mass camels coming out.
Yeah, great response to the horseman switch, but we have camel handling coming in for SortOf, so he's going to have a lot. And camel supports, those archers are going to get that extra armor as well. So there's a lot here that SortOf's been able to accomplish.
There's a lot more being researched right now by State, though. Look at how many techs are on the way. We talked about that massive gold he had. He's definitely putting it to good work.
3 relics and the sacred sites this whole time have just been doing work. Although the relics have been exposed here, could get denied.
State's
But he's got plenty
transitioning.
of gold.
He's going into hand cannoneers. This is slow and dangerous because your walls have just been breached earlier than you would have liked to. Even camels as well. Everything's slow to produce, but he's going to take the clash. And this many cavalry, this many camels should be able to take out all the horsemen. That's the biggest threat he was worried about. Even if the archers remain, they're not going to be able to raid.
Yeah, camels just absolutely dunk any horse unit here, so they're really going to be the cream of the crop cav unit in this game, and we're going to have to see SortOf's transition into those soon. He's got Incendiaries on the way, he's got the camel support upgrade on the way, so he's going to try and keep his archer mass alive. Well, he does have 3 camels in queue, the bombard is out now, plenty of archers, he's back up to pop as well, so that engagement didn't hurt him too much, but does lose the pressure, right, that he desperately needed here, but he has cleaned up the keeps. So
I think it's going to hurt him more, though, because like he has a bigger problem here. You said now he has to go to Camels. Think about that gold we've been talking about, the lack of access. Camel Riders can't be spammed by him. He has to go for this Spearman Archer comp. That's going to burn the limited wood. I think if State just goes Archer plus Camel Riders, long term this just wins out. And he's already winning here. He finds the gold before it's even fully expired. We'll butcher the villagers for it.
yeah, the response, if you can't afford the gold for the camels, you have to go the spearmen, right? And just mix in camel archers as you can. And we see A-Tech coming out. I don't even know which that is.
Isn't that we've got biology and then we've got the armor for the camel support coming out.
I mean the red one, SortOf's one. I don't know which
was that was the upgrade for the maybe the
Elite
horse
Spear?
or the spear?
I don't know. One of them.
It looked like one of the.
It's hard
the
to tell those apart when they're the imp ones. They all kind of look similar to me. But
I
yeah,
mean, I'm looking
that's
and wow. So he upgraded his camel riders to elite.
Can he afford those?
I don't think he can. That's the surprising element about this. Like, I mean, this is turned into a measuring contest, and right now, SortOf is just not willing to admit that he comes up short.
Yeah, and the economy has really caught up for State as well. Look at that food income, both sitting comfortably around 3.5k food per minute. But look at on top of that, State has all the wood in the world, so the siege follow-up is going to be there, the infrastructure follow-up is going to be there, the gold follow-up is there. Not a lot of stone left on this map, as State has put like 90% of the stone from this game in the face of SortOf. As we have this engagement in the middle, engagement in the north, engagement in the top, and all the while the Sacred Site time.
No, it's going to happen again. It's another castle that's going to be denied. State blocks him out from carving some territory. This is vital as well. Think about the lack of wood SortOf has. This comp requires a lot of wood. He can't afford to lose this keep.
Well, it's not really the wood right now. He needs to work his way towards one of the Sacred Sites.
You're right.
There's 5 minutes left. If he can get this, he can bust open the wall and there's no defense down there. He can also deny any trading.
Yeah, he was just about to start doing that. A great read by State, realizing there's only one move left for him long term.
Yeah, it's a nice little raid up here in the north. Not going to be too bad, though. You can really easily replace vills when you're in this stage as an Abbasid, right? You just keep the vills rallied to farms. You don't really care that they're getting raided because it's free.
Yeah, it's fine. Just replace them.
He's got 6,000 food. Like, what? Like,
oh
he could do up
Timmy,
15 vills.
Mirana, Johnny, you're all dead. Q.
Yeah, this is awesome, though. This is a great game. Honestly, the first 10 minutes were hype because our casting really covered the differences, the minutia. Just kidding. Oh man, this has been fun. I love late games sometimes. I know a lot of people sometimes say they don't like late game. I love late game. I think it's really interesting to see how players like handle the map control elements that are thrown at them. And this is a big raid coming into the south. Potentially going to deny the gold in the south, and
he needs to
could be a difference maker.
I think he needs to wrap into the main base. Like, you have to shut down Food Eco because look what State's doing on the other side, right? He's been in the back of your base. He's still there with those camels. They've been covering like 4 farm clusters in the back of his base this entire time.
I think SortOf was concerned that State had trade already. Because if State had transitioned to trade, it would be rough. So look at him. He's checking it now. He has to make sure that this isn't happening. And he sees the trader, but that's like a false flag. There's no... Oh, he just traded.
False flag, and it's a white flag. He's trying to surrender. Let them go.
Oh, man. 3 minutes left on that Sacred Site, and he's got units running towards it. It looks like he will be able to decap it.
It's villages, though. Where is the army? Did he block them out? Because there was an army here from State.
It gets decapped. Those went back to defend this, and he will do so. Culverin in the mix as well, just for added measure.
Oh, as everyone knows, the natural predator of the camel is the cannon.
This is a good trade for SortOf, actually. He had a lot of spearmen there.
Just listen to the
camels. That was all food wood. That was all food wood. Yeah.
Sorry, is my ear popping or is there someone in the game right there? I feel like it didn't even matter. He's almost pop capped again.
My ears are popping from...
Oh no, I'm numb to that. Like, you cast enough, you just don't hear that anymore.
Oh no, I love it. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, folks. Let's change your image of Winston. He's like, oh, he's like, yeah, die.
Oh, come on, not like that. Are you weirdo? Oh man.
What do you mean weirdo?
Now, ooh, the tower is coming out over here. That's interesting. Boy,
so,
raid's coming in.
I think it's been slowed down though. Like, so the gold's still accessible for State. That's going to cover his trade boom. The only way
Yeah,
that
but-
sort of can stop this is if he now focuses on the south. But if he does that, these northern raps are going to keep finding their way in.
But he can take the time to just trade reboom. He's completely he stopped the timer, which honestly was low-key his biggest threat this game, was that timer. And now that it's done, like State has to get multiple bombards and he has to get them all to one spot, and then he has to attack this keep on the south, which is what he's doing now. But in the meantime, raids come in, and as long as SortOf can like replace this pretty soon.
Wait.
Looks like it was in the north.
Yeah, I think it's north,
sure.
but it didn't.
Because there's still
It
a relic.
never
Like
works.
State never wanted. Oh wait,
It was 2 horsemen. And wait, yeah, it was 2
Okay.
horsemen.
it was the 2 horsemen, right?
And you
It's
can't go
interesting
beyond
that
pop
State
cap.
has
Uh,
got Tithe Barns, but he's not building that second monastery or mosque, sorry, to house it.
Oops.
So it's just he's just carrying this relic around. Like it's just that
I
relic has been
respect him
plus
for
one
that.
for a long time.
Okay, I prefer that. Screw all this, I get economy. You could get an army. Or kill an army. It's like a nuclear
would be-
weapon, use it.
It would be way better in the building.
No, you know what would be way better? Is if when I wall lock 200 pop cap, they don't just die. Right? They don't just all crunk a cyanide pill and give up.
This is a really interesting split, though. Cyanide pill. Wait, hold on. I just have to do a double take there. What? What?
How else do you explain they just randomly die? Like, oh no, they just stab themselves. They full on Sudoku.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Like, if you're a captured spy, that's what you gotta do, right? Anyway, the interesting thing about this game right now is State has that extra 13 mils in eco, and SortOf is just putting that all into military, right? So it's the question is State's balance good enough to give him the trades he needs to win, right? Because he's never gonna have as many units, right? And it seems like so far it's kind of seemed like no, because he's got units flooding everywhere. He's got a couple raids of his own, right? But there's units in his farm. There's units pushing him back in the middle. His raids are being cleaned up. Like, he's not accomplishing a ton right now. Maybe these raids are gonna help him long term if he can lose a couple bills. Because I would say that, but he has no float, so it's kind of weird. Something is going wrong for State here.
That was
28 camels.
somewhere. And that was a really insightful monologue you gave me. I'm sorry. All I could hear was pop cap.
Huh?
Exactly.
Oh, State just became uncopcapped. Yeah, it works.
No. I'm turning it down. Honestly, I'm sorry, folks. I gotta turn the stream feed down. Literally, all I can hear is a million pop caps as people death scream. I mean, State is maintaining. Like you mentioned, like the food situation, but like SortOf has been dragged down into the depths now. State is maintaining, and you mentioned that camel mass. Like he's always winning on camels. It feels like there's no end in sight for it. Like he still has access to gold. Check the veins remnants on the map. The only player who has access to gold veins right now is State.
But it's like the camels aren't like the punch card that's going to win the game. He's also got trade, but I mean, maybe it will be, but it feels like a couple spearmen here
Which
could
is
be
it?
enough alongside this. I don't know. It's hard to call, you know? It's to make a prediction and be right, you know? So I kind of hedge my bets.
I love how you're
Put it on
like,
both
camera
people.
riders won't win this, or they might. Thank you for that insight, Winston.
It's important to understand.
It's the late game chaos, right? I think that's the best way to
So
summarize
late game
it.
chaos. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
It's like you're just seeing a mirror matchup. You can't talk about this one unit that's going to overwhelm. But like I think in this situation, the camels are right. They forced this spearman investment you talked about, and I'm noticing where SortOf is now going for his wood. Like he's now in the middle of the fight, gathering wood. This is where it can really start to backfire for him.
Yeah, the whole north side of the map probably just zoned out by like a couple outposts or something. That's just completely denying that area. And eventually State could go there to mine it. So yeah, it's definitely tricky.
Guys, get out of the way. We're trying to build a wall here.
But State does have like 20 mills here as well. So something interesting is happening for his economy.
Is he munching wood as well, maybe? There's also there's a raid. There's a raid in the State's base. He's giving sort of returning the medicine that State so deliciously offered him.
Yeah, it's interesting, but I don't know how much value he's gonna find there.
I mean, it draws
really
attention,
spread
right?
out now.
That's the logic. Like,
Yeah.
it draws attention away from the front side. That is a lot of villages he could actually take out.
Camel Archer switch has been really good,
Yeah.
actually.
So that's
They've
the
been-
same thing.
They've been just kind of plucking away here and trading very nicely.
I mean, he's just kind of been dead brain in the fight with Horsemen, and the Camel Archers just sustained throughout. That being said, like, the Archers, I mean, they're eventually addressing this, right? They're whittling it down. And if you think about the math behind it, right? The investment, an archer costs a third of what a camel archer does.
Oh, so State built that second mosque. So now he has 4 relics with Tithe Barns. He still has access to 2 sacred sites, although sort of did take the time to capture the one in the south, although I don't think that would really be a long-term success for him. So yeah, the lack of gold here for him might become a problem. He's going to have to invest more into trade. Could we check the trade counts for both players? Because I see a long conga line here for State, so he might be able to switch into that hand cannon mass.
30 maybe? 31.
We're going to see that hand cannon switch pretty soon, yeah.
Yeah, he tried it earlier, but it was too slow. Like, this is always the danger of Imperial Age. Like, you know, you've seen it time and time again. Guy gets Imperial Age, queues up 20 hand cannoniers. And it feels like he's checking his watch constantly because they take so long to produce. But now?
And then they all die and you have no techs.
Yeah, because they come out like, one by one, right? It's like, yeah, we're here. Why is that army so much bigger than us?
Yeah, I mean, still both players sitting at pop cap, and I mean, the mantra continues, right? Sort of has 20 more units on the field, and even if he's taking worse trades or has worse economy, he's able to make these fights work for him. Just suiciding into the siege, making it slow.
And also consider that, like you talked about the pop cap difference, like invest in the military. Then we also have to add in the fact that some of this is siege from State, right? So it's just less units that are going to be impactful in the actual fight.
But it looks like we're starting to get to the stage of the game where cannon and placement spam is going to be a thing. And Age 5 coming in for State. Trade Wing, that's going to be huge if you can get Grand Bazaar going. And the anti-raid one, the armor's good. The extra income is obviously good as well. So this could get really spicy.
Oh my. These small palisades are actually ridiculously valuable right now. Like, there's just not enough torch room. Sort of went way too hard into archers, so he has no way of breaking these walls quickly.
Sort of is just now getting biology.
What?
What a blunder. I mean, that's actually massive. Like, it's easy to say, like, as the caster, you didn't click that tech, obviously.
Wait,
right, but like, yeah, no.
How long? I mean, we've already highlighted State. It's only fair we do it on the other side, right? Like, how long did it take to get agriculture? It happens.
Yeah, well, obviously it happens, but like, you've been making this many horsemen and camels and camel archers. Like, I mean, like, that's a huge amount of value he's been losing because of that, right? Like, especially against these archer masses. Horsemen need that tech to deal with all that extra damage they get late game. Diving in here.
This was like an army that could be pushed back. I mean, the archer mass can dive past, but like it needs to be guarded at all times, right? I'm just seeing that tech time, like 30 seconds away from the trade wing.
No.
I don't think he breaks them fast enough.
Yeah, these units die. They can't beat the cannon tower. They're just killing him
Fire
one at a time.
arrows at it. Arrows beat stone. What?
I mean, that'd be crazy if you could figure that one out, but
I mean, you got a very strong draw arm if you can do that.
Oh gosh, very big bow. Oh man,
Isn't that basically what Sprinkle is, and that doesn't even work? God.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work. It bounces off, ricochets.
I mean, they are circular towers. It makes sense.
Yeah, so interestingly now that the villager and military count even looks like Sort of has invested a lot into those trades, and now he's doing the hand cannon switch behind this, but he has no siege to do with these cannon towers. So
no, and his trade.
Cavalry.
Oh, this is bad. His whole army is on the front side. He's just going to lose all the gold.
Plus, no time, no res for a keep up here, and the Southern Holy Site gets taken once again by State, so the timer, third time activated, mental damage, unleashed once again.
I wondered.
Skull Rams though in the front.
I wondered when he was going to go for that sacred site, because like I kept looking on the map, was like, State could just walk over for any stage. He finally does it. Like that was accessible for the last 3 or 4 minutes, but he knows he doesn't have to rush this, right? He's now shut down the trade. There's a whole tech ahead because he's got trade wing, and I believe Sort of still doesn't. And he's not forfeiting enough map control that Sort of push is going to do anything substantial.
I don't know. He's one screen away from. He's one screen away from the trade.
Where's his army? They've
reinforcing. It's dealing with
the flies. Camels, they're rotting a little, you know. But corpses don't fight is the problem here, Winston.
They can try. Can put him in the way.
Are you a necromancer?
Yeah,
I've been playing too much Diablo 4. We don't have that in this game. Okay, so
no.
Wait, is
those
this
bombards are running?
This
from
is
the
an
hills.
outpost.
He's trying to wall it in.
Wait. What? Okay, I was about to say. I was looking at the sound. I was like, this is not key play. You're trying to wall with bombards here. Like,
This is funny.
I've done
the raid
it.
in the north.
We've done it. We killed the trade. Instantly blows up the wall. Damn it!
All that work. But I think SortOf's getting a little desperate here, right? You can kind of tell it in the plays and the engagements he's taking. Heading Rams at this stage, like they can be really good in the right situation, but I don't even think he has the tech for them. Maybe, but it's been tricky. His gold once again bottoms out from that raid too, so it's really rough. Really, really rough.
My favorite part about this right now is just stay wheeling around with the bombers and go, oh wait, there's a wall here. Let's start opening this bad boy up.
Another engagement on the front here. Still not a ton of hand cannons for either player. 10 for SortOf.
I mean, you don't want to build hand cannoneers though. Your gold just got sniped out and you're against archers with composite bows. I actually think the archers just win that fight every day of the week. Yeah,
they're really good, but like the pop efficiency long term, I think you can think about it. I guess the problem is the trade route is so inefficient.
Yes.
It's just not enough.
And he hasn't been at pop cap. Like I think the last, I want to say 20 minutes of the game, like State is pretty much at 200, right? And SortOf is always like 20 short.
Yeah. 20 late. 20 late, 20 behind. It's going to be tricky here for SortOf to come back. I mean, this has been an impressive game from him though. Like think about like all those early game keeps.
Yeah. And
he's still alive in this, still with almost equal military numbers. But the army value though, you can start to see that gold really starting to matter. Relying a lot on spearmen in these fights. It's been really tricky.
Please fix this trade line. It's still running through the battlefield.
Yeah, and Grand Bazaar, as Dr. Debson is pointing out, Grand Bazaar is in for State, so even more value from these traders.
I love the fact these bombers have just been sniping out hand cannoneers on the flank the entire time. The village is going to try to address that now. A hand cannoneer counts well for SortOf. It's that sacred site, right? Like, now he's bogged down. And this is the beauty of sacred sites. This is their design. If we reach this stalemate point in the game, someone is going to still win.
State is almost completed, I think, a massive wall off on the north that just kind of blocks SortOf in.
Yes.
I think it's all made of
It's for the wood.
So yeah. Well, it's also to prevent
he actually got close enough for the keep.
Secret sites.
Whoops.
Oh my gosh,
Whoops.
That's in the trade line.
So you counter my Camel Rider raid with camels. How do you counter this? With no wood.
Raid.
He has no wood.
Oh my gosh.
This is GG. SortOf has nothing.
130 pop. If he drops below 100, he'll surely notice and realize he can't field an army when there's all of his traders laid dead at the market.
Wood
and
needed.
GG gets called. Oh my gosh, what a game. We got the boom into post-imp. Very fun. Or I guess boom into Castle Age, but quickly became post-imp anyways. Fun game. 4 TC boom. Abbasids. 50% win rate. Wow.
We wondered, can Abbas get a win? And the answer is yes. You just need mirrors. That's the condition here.
Yes. That's a good game. That's a good game.
I think the interesting one about this is like the plays from State